In case you're wondering why I've got the cane and the barely perceptible limp, a while back I turned 40. Yeah, and I decided to take up surfing. There's a good idea, surfing, you know. It's about my 5th or 6th time surfing. I would describe my skill level as hovering between novice and good God, get that poor slob out of the water. And I stood up on the board and a wave picked me up and jammed my head straight down into the sand. Yeah. Mr. Compassion, all right. It picked me up and it was kind of like a wave picking the guy up and jamming his head straight into the sand. That's really quite the way it went. And then I was floating there in the water, face down, could not move my arms, could not move my legs, thinking I was deader than a guy face down in the water, could not move his arms, could not move his legs. And then luckily there were these 2 English guys on the beach throwing the frisbee. And I know they were English guys because they look like albinos but whiter. So one of these guys, he came out, he flipped me over, he dragged me onto the beach, he saved my life. And I'm lying there and I'm thinking, well, maybe I just got the wind knocked out of me. Yeah. So a few minutes later, I'm flying in the helicopter. So much for the wind theory. And the first thing they do, they pump you full of steroids. If you have a spinal injury, they pump you full of steroids to keep the spine from swelling. And I knew I was full of steroids because I was talking like a professional wrestler. I'm gonna walk again, brother. Mark my words. And it took me to UCLA Medical Center, where I met a Dr. Wu. Actually, I met 14 Dr. Wus at UCLA Medical Center. Common Irish name. And he said, I got good news and I got bad news. The bad news, you're never gonna walk again. The good news, your parking problems are solved.